Namaskar. Welcome to Conversations with Rakesh. I got a long email from one of you, and today's question is a summary of that question. Here it is. Sir, after preparing for the UPSC exams for the last 2 years, I could not qualify for the prelims. I'm so lost and disillusioned. The very thought of writing that exam again is so scary. Our education system is hopeless. Should I give another attempt or drop the idea and change my path? This whole test prep and the debate around it, that are they really meaningful or meaningless? Do they make sense? Is here to stay. We all know collectively that education system is not producing the right results. So this debate will continue to be a debate. There are some great innovations happening, but the ground reality remains the same. These tests are here to stay. They are not going anywhere. So I will keep that part aside, but I want to take your question, and instead of giving you a suggestion on whether you should write again or change your path, I would probably take a step back. I would not give you an answer that may not work for you because we both are different people. But one thing that we both have in common is that we have feelings and we have emotions. And my suggestion number one is that let's talk about our emotions and feelings that come out because of these failures and these events that really shake our life. You know, you've spent 2 years working hard for an exam and now you couldn't qualify. So obviously you're feeling a lot of emotions, and these emotions create a huge cloud in the way we think. And it's a serious problem in students like you and millions others like you who are working very hard, doing nothing but studying so that you can get through these terrible exams and very difficult. And when we don't, we feel so bad. We express anger at the system, we express sadness because it's a very dangerous event. You know, the world starts talking, our societies are very unpleasant and unkind to such events. Then we also feel hopelessness, confusion, frustration, jealousy because somebody else has got through and their photo is everywhere, and you are in a state of complete emotional breakdown. And I'm very worried for your generation because this emotional cloud, what we are all doing is we're trying to bury it in the carpet. We're trying to move forward. That okay, let's not worry about this emotion. Let's go and do something. And my request to all of you is that please don't. While I'm sure you'll find your path, but don't bury your emotions in the carpet because they will keep smoldering, and life is what it is. You will write some more exams, again some disappointments will come. The world outside, even if you crack the UPSC exam, the world is not very fair, so you will have many more breakdowns, and all of these emotions will keep smoldering and one day explode into a mental breakdown. This concept of mental wellness is very important. All of us go through highs and lows. And even the world's most successful people are human beings. They express and feel the same emotions that you and I do. And what I request you to do is that don't think that you are any less or any bad just because of these emotions. You are feeling low, nothing wrong in it. And failures cause these emotions to come in, but it's very important to understand and deal with them. So my request number one is please give yourself some time and let those emotions come out. Rant it out. If you have a good friend who trusts you, maybe a parent, maybe a spouse, maybe a sister, brother, a confidant, and if not, a counselor that you know, sit down with them and rant whatever is there in your mind. Take that volcano out. It's very important to just let it come out. And in that, look at the emotions that you're feeling. You're feeling a tremendous amount of disappointment and anger and frustration and jealousy and sadness, maybe depression. And all of these emotions create a lot of problems in our mind. So deal with them. Figure out a way to look at the emotion and find a way to let it go away, or you deal with it in a nice way and close it properly. We all have ways to close events. Like there is a great event, we plan and close it properly. The same thing is this event, that this event is not a very pleasant event, but it needs a proper closure. And we don't do it. We just let those emotions smolder, and it is very dangerous for our mental wellness. So please deal with it. Talk to someone. There are very good counselors out there offering their services free. Make sure they are people who can listen to you. Make sure they don't judge you, and make sure they keep the discussion confidential. Go and share, because once you do that, you will feel lighter. And what you need right now is not a quick plan to do next. What you need right now is to deal with these emotional clouds that are clouding your way of thinking. So please do that. That is request number one. Request number two: in this scenario and in this stage, when you are dealing with these emotions, it helps to change your routines. We don't realize the power of habits and routines in our lives. So, all you have done in the last 2 years: get up, study, eat, study, do nothing, and sleep. See if you can change that. Maybe an hour of sports, maybe an hour of some musical instrument, maybe a book that you can read, some movies that you can watch, some good food, some new skills you can learn. How about a 1 hour internship in an NGO very close to your house, or become a teaching assistant or a research assistant in a college, so that you change your routine and you meet new people, not in the pandemic days, but you do something differently. Please remember, the pandemic has also caused havoc in our lives. So you're also going through a macro issue which is impacting the way you are thinking. But see if you can change your routines, at least with your day to day activities, and bring some innovation in your routine. There are some lovely books written on habits. The two good books I recommend is, one is by James Clear, Atomic Habits, and the second is by Charles Duhigg, The Power of Habit. These habits are like systematic investment plans. You keep adding small drops, and they have compounded impact on your life, and they work. So please bring those changes in your routines. It will help you plan your next step forward. And my last suggestion: this is a good time to recalibrate your expectations. There's a very nice emotional equation I read in a book by Chip Conley called, I think, Emotional Equations. And the equation says that your disappointment is equal to your expectations minus reality. So either you're expecting a lot from your tests and your preparations and the way your life will change because of these tests, and the realities are very, very different. So my suggestion to you is, change it and recalibrate it. Either change your reality or change your expectations, because if you don't, you will experience more disappointments, which will create more emotional turbulence. And at the end of the day, if at this age you are unable to deal with such events, imagine the future that you're going to have. Life is going to be full of such events every second. And if you are going to crack the UPSC and become a leader of our country and run our offices, you need to be a lot more resilient, and you need that thing. And that comes from handling emotions better. So please don't be in a hurry. Don't try and change your path. Don't try and write the exam or take up a job. You don't have to do that. Absorb this phase for some time. Let those emotions come and talk about it to someone. Finish those emotions, close the event properly, then recalibrate your expectations all over again. And then ask yourself that, do I write the exam again, or do I do something else? Because you'll be in a much better position to make that decision, because your mind will be clear of that emotional cloud which is bothering you right now. And in this phase, a lot of anger and frustration comes, which is what we all end up becoming. We become very bitter, and that bitterness only makes our life hollow. Nobody else is bothered. It's your life. You are angry. So that anger is the acid that will make your life and foundations weak and eat you from inside. So please don't let that happen. Let those emotions come out. Take help of counselors and friends. Talk to them. Deal with these things. Prepare yourself. Recalibrate your expectations. And I'm sure there is a world out there waiting for you. Stay safe.